Good morning. I just wanted to pop on. I'd had a few conversations this week about change and how I've noticed how difficult it is, like including me, including me. And I had a client this week that was kind of shocked when I was really honest with her about my own journey. She's trying to implement some new routines and patterns in what feels like a lot of chaos. And, I described my own journey of trying to deal with things step by step, not only my physical health, but also my emotional and mental health too. And, I just explained to her that, all of the things that got me ill were the things that got me well as well. So it was really just placing awareness on that. And she was quite surprised when I said, I used to smoke like a chimney. I was like 18, a hairdresser. I was out drinking and going crazy like every other person, trying to avoid what was really going on. And at 17, that's when, life kicked my ass a little bit. Through my eyes and through other issues I was having with friendships and relationships within my family. And when I said to her, I smoke like a chimney, I couldn't even, get from, my house to my mum's house without lighting up a fag. I mean, it seems like a totally different person now. And it is. But that experience of moving through that, understanding why I smoked, understanding the patterns, knowing what my triggers were, knowing what I was trying to numb. The same with any other substances, food or drink or telly or anything. And I've slowly worked through them. And her surprise was, I'd have never have known that about you. You just seem like you've got all your shit together. You're on it, your stuff. But the reason I know my stuff, and I did a post about this a little while ago, is a lot of my journey and how I help you is because it's based on experience. It's based, I suppose, on my own pain and all the things that I had to go through to realise. And I can't offer you that unless I've done it myself. This is part of my human design. So what looks like an expert is because I've had to go through it. And the learning process and all the things I've learned about that helped me on my own journey and helped me clear my stuff. And that's how I can support you to implement change and transformation. Now, we're always, all of us, going through a period of change and transformation. That's who we are as human beings. It's on my Substack, and I just posted it out in my weekly newsletter on my website. This is part of who we are, but it's difficult. It's difficult to repattern the brain. So I was explaining, that when I really felt like, oh my God, I'm actually a real addict, it's not something that I can just control. That admittance, that acceptance that I'd got myself stuck in a rut was what got me out. I started to look at different ways of repatterning my brain to get out of those addictions. I understood the emotional, the causes of what I was trying to shove down, what I was trying to numb with all of those addictions, and all the other things that came up around that. It was burying stuff, and so it was all the things that came up when I gave up. I started to run. I implemented some different patterns to help me cope with the stress and the change. That's when I started to find yoga a little bit more, meditation, and start to pick away the pieces that were underneath, just that one thing, and the whole thing that opened up. So I did say to her, I'm no guru. I'm not a guru. It's just I can only help you from the place where I've helped myself. So the other thing about that is we always see on Instagram, everyone looks perfect and they've all got all their shit together. It's not true. Everyone's going through some stuff at the same time. And the work that I do, and more and more and more of the work that I do, is based around honesty, awareness, and trusting ourselves to make the right decisions. And that's sometimes painful. We have to let things go. So I just wanted to say, being honest with ourselves is the hardest thing. We've all got blind spots. We've all got places where we ignore and we numb and we dumb down and we're not seen. So, and this is part of me showing up, of telling you a little bit of my story. From 17, it was not great. I tried everything to get away from the emotions, and anyone that's worked with me knows that I will admit that freely. I can see you in your own emotions, and that's why I seek help for other people to see me in mine. And that's really important. it's important to have that reflected back at us, and to know that we're not alone, and to know that someone else has trodden the path too and they've come out the other side. So nobody is perfect, nobody at all, as you can tell by my hair and the bags under my eyes from being, such a busy bee lately. So that's all I really wanted to say. The post that I wrote today is, you will make mistakes, you will screw up, you will go back to old patterns. That's just who we are. And working through those with IEMT, with Reiki, with self-awareness, with discussion, with deeper spiritual practices to help us uncover all of these things, with really deep self-compassion and directed compassion. That's really how I work. And I've had some real shifts with some people this week to come up into their awareness, and then let them relax in their bodies and just let that settle, and then we start again. Okay, so I just wanted to pop on and say that, and have a good Saturday. I'm just going to nip out and have a cup of tea and get myself moving for an afternoon of clients. So yeah, take care and be good to yourself. Lots of love.